It is Tuesday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Coffee with Eddie. Yummy. You're so nice and warm and cozy. And today, it's an awesome story that I'm going to tell you. I feel that it is because it's having an attitude of nothing to lose, so that you can reach and gain those things that you really want in your life. All right. So let me sip a little bit more coffee. Love it. My second cup of coffee. All right, so nothing to lose. That attitude, something that was I was reminded about today, and it's very interesting, and at the same time is very important to understand how to apply that type of attitude in your life, because if you are in any type of sales industry, if you have your own business, even if you have the idea to create and to start your business, especially with this type of technology that we have today, if you're thinking about that, you definitely need to jump on the opportunity now. This is a great season to do this. But anyway, so if you're thinking about that, or if you're doing that already, if you're doing any type of sales, then having the nothing to lose attitude, I believe personally that is definitely something you want to adopt. And that is what I'm going to share with you today. Talking about the nothing to lose attitude. All right. So I was reminded about that today. And why is that so important to me or in my life? Is because I was in sales. I was specifically in the fitness industry, and I started with selling memberships. So the people will come into the gym. My job was to take them through the gym, show them around, ask questions, listen, and then finally give them the option of the membership plans, right? So I had numbers to meet every month, and I noticed a pattern with me. So the months that my numbers were just looking fine, and they looked like I was going to close with good numbers at the end of the month. I didn't feel like no worries. I was just relaxing through the process of selling and not realizing that those moments were the moments where I made sales. However, when the months came that I had to meet my numbers and I wasn't looking good, it wasn't looking good at the end of the month for me. I started to think. I started to think about selling. I started to think I need to make this sale because I need it for this week or this day. I have to meet certain numbers so that I can finish strong this month. And you know what? I wouldn't make that many sales. Like I would feel pushed away from connecting with a person, and I feel like I needed to pull them closer and closer so that I can make the sale. And I noticed that pattern, and I noticed that because at that time I started to learn about why I do what I do. So I learned a lot about me, myself, the way I think, the things that work for me and why I do them and why they work for me. And that helped me to understand people around me as well. So the nothing to lose attitude in combination with the right mindset, because I don't want to tell you here and say, don't worry about a thing. I mean, no, you've got to have the right mindset, the right attitude so that you can implement this nothing to lose approach, right? This nothing to lose attitude towards your sales, your next sales. So anyway, so I noticed that pattern, right? And what I decided to do was, I started to practice it. And the thing about that is that when I had that attitude of, I'm cool, the numbers are fine, that was the nothing to lose attitude, because I had nothing to lose. I was going to make my numbers. Things were just looking good, so I didn't feel pressure. And then as time goes on, as I learn more and more about this stuff, I also found myself being challenged. So after working the membership area and selling memberships, I was moved to a different position. As a matter of fact, I was so grateful and thankful at that time that they created this position for me. It was really cool. And my position was more of a coach. And at that time, I could go and I didn't have the pressure to sell, but yet I was able to sell because of that, right? The nothing to lose attitude. And I was challenged one day. I remember one of the sales manager, he challenged me because I wasn't in the sales team anymore, right? I was my own department. And although I sold some stuff, it wasn't required, right? It wasn't something that I had to meet goals. So again, he will come and that day, I'll never forget that it was an evening at the gym. This gym used to have Zumba classes, and they have a lot of equipment and things for Zumba. One in particular were the weights, the maraca weights. If you know Zumba, you know what I'm talking about. It's really fun. I love it. So he challenged me and he said, "Hey, I bet you can't sell two of those, 2 or 3." He said one of those numbers. It was very low, very little number. I said, "Really, man? Okay, you're going to do this to me now?" Now I'm competitive, so I took the challenge. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So remember, I had learned what worked for me, and I knew what I needed to do then. That night, what I needed to do was to make sure I did not stress over it, and that to make sure I activated this nothing to lose attitude. And how did I activate it? I went on, right? Maraca shaking weights for the Zumba class. Zumba class was going to be that evening. There was 2 of them, and I decided I'm going to go and dance. All right. So I took the Zumba weight things, the maraca stuff, right? Go in the room while they're doing their thing. And I didn't do the whole class, but I picked certain songs that I really enjoyed. And I started dancing, man. I was like, man, I was getting into it and pop, 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 and, did my thing to, and I'm doing the maracas, right? And by the way, I'm not even dressed up to be in the class. I'm dressed up, very casual business, slacks, my nice shoes, and a black t-shirt. I was basically wearing all black. So anyway, so I'm dancing in it, right? And I did a couple of songs and I connected with the people because there were some that knew me, some that didn't, but I was just having a blast. It came down to where the instructor got me to dance with her for one of the songs in one of those sessions. Now here, remember, the challenge is to sell. The challenge was not to dance in front of the class and, have a great time, to sell. Now, through that time, I was not thinking about how many can I sell. I wasn't. However, even before I went to the class, I prepared myself. Not only did I decide, okay, I know how to activate the nothing to lose attitude, but I'm also going to be ready because I know it's going to work. So I had, I will say 10 pairs of those maracas because there was two sizes, small and heavy, right? Put them all the boxes right outside the coming out from the room, the exercise room, the group training room. And they were piled up, right? One on top of the other. And I had this thing said, discount tonight. And it was like a 10% discount. It wasn't that much. Well, guess what happened? So I finished dancing. I didn't say anything. I didn't even tell the people that these things were out there. I'm just dancing, man. And all of a sudden, as soon as the class is over, what do? They come up to me and they're like, "Oh man, that was great. We had a great time. You were good. So what are those things?" Oh, I'm glad you asked, right? So I take them over to where I have them. I tell them This is the colors that we have, and I've got 10% off. But you can do without. It's okay. You just have a good time. But this, man, I can feel it in my shoulder, my arms. It was really, really good. And I move on, right? Like there's a group of people listening to what I'm saying. And after I move on for the reason of getting away. Like, I don't want any more questions. I'm out. So I'm out on the floor, come back. I saw like 6 or 7. It was a high number. It was very high. It was more than double than what my sales manager told me to, challenge me to sell. Now, why did that work? Well, because I had the experience already of understanding who I truly am, who I am. And I wasn't a hard salesperson. I wasn't pushy, but I needed to understand that for myself. So I needed to know why I did what I did and how I did it. What was the reasoning behind what I do on a daily basis, especially in the sales department. And then because I already knew the attitude to make the most sales, I just had to turn it on. You see, so why I'm sharing this with you is because when you have an attitude of you have nothing to lose, meaning whether they buy it or not, it's okay. I'm still your friend, or I'm still a great person to meet. I'm still going to impart something good to you. I'm still going to make you laugh. I'm still going to have a good time. If you have that attitude, or when you have that attitude, people want what you have. Okay? People want to say, wow, how come you're always this happy? How come you're doing this or helping me so much? What is it about you? And of course, you got to be prepared. If you have something like either a product or a service to sell, maybe you're building your business now and you have a specific thing that makes your business grow. Well, you've got to be prepared. You've got to have something that will then close the sale for you without you being pushy. So once they ask you, hey, what is this? Or why are you like that? Or, man, thank you so much. How can I repay you? Any type of response you get that is positive, all you've got to do is say, go here or go there or whatever it is that you have, right? And that's it. That is how that works. Now, is this going to work for everybody? Absolutely not. Because just like I learned about myself, who I am, I also learned about others, and other people do not work very well under these circumstances. As a matter of fact, all the people work great at professional closers, right? Like these guys or gals, they actually take the time to learn the scripts, to learn the objection stuff, to learn every answer possible that they need to make sure that they lead people into a sale without feeling sold. Those are those professional peeps that, man, they just, when you meet one, when you go and get something, you buy something and you feel like you haven't been sold. Okay, those guys are awesome at that stuff, right? Guys, those people. And then there's the other side of things, right? This is the car sales people that they're just so pushy and annoying and just, they have no idea. They just want to make a close because they need to, make money, right? They need to pay the bills. They need to do this. And so they've got all this in their brain, in their head, in their heart. They're feeling it, that they transfer all this stress and overwhelm about, I need to make the sale, to the person in front of them, and then the person feels like, it's the wrong thing, or he's selling me. So yeah, those are different type of people. So definitely what I just shared with you, the nothing to lose attitude, well, it may not work for you. Maybe you work differently, but I will leave you with this. 2 things. Number 1, learn who you are first. Okay, that's very important. So if you are a different type of person that I am, and And how do you do that, by the way? If you're not sure how to go and learn about yourself, I always recommend this website called 16personalities.com. Go there. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not making any money from that. That's a company that I personally have used and recommend a lot, so that the person goes and takes that test. It's more than a personality test. It's like, it basically gives you the details. It just gives you even a whole booklet worth of information about who you are. And you mix that information with what you have experienced in your life and your environment, and how you basically see the world. Trust me, you will learn so much from yourself that you're going to start paying more attention to how to learn from others, and being more understanding. So 16personalities.com, go there and get that done. It's really amazing. It's very helpful. Anyway, so you learn first about who you are first, right? Understand who you are. And if you find that the type of person that you are is you can be laid back, have fun, maybe you use your environment around you to energize you. If you're one of those type of people, then definitely number 2, learn to practice. Learn it and practice the nothing to lose attitude. Because I'm telling you, and you listening to me right now, telling you the story, maybe you've already experienced that before in your past experiences. Maybe you've had. Just think back. Was there a time where you actually, felt overwhelmed and stressed, and sometimes even scared to feel rejected because you had to make the sale? Or did you ever had times where, you said to yourself, wow, that was easy. I wish my sales were like this every month. Okay. If that ever happened to you, let me tell you, you probably had already experienced that attitude of nothing to lose. All right. So activate that nothing to lose attitude, learn more about who you are, and have fun with it. And it will benefit others, because when you have that heart of helping, when you understand who you are, when you're using this simple technique of the nothing to lose attitude, trust me, the person in front of you or the group in front of you will enjoy who you are, learn about whatever it is that you're teaching them, and they'll also come and ask for more. So, hope you learned something today with this. I like this subject. All right, so it's 12:32. I gotta go. So 12:32. Sorry about this if it took too long. And just like I always say, right? Subscribe. Oh, I don't have the subscribe thing. See, this is what happened. Who cares? Subscribe to this channel if you're watching here on YouTube. Here on Facebook, go ahead and like and share. And remember, every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, I come on to Coffee with Eddie show. I believe this is the 12th episode. Thank you so much for you guys watching this. And you can also find my information everywhere here on Facebook. And it's just all good. So anyway, share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will talk to you next week. Remember, stay motivated by your passion. Peace.